Okay, Eat the Frog, Chapter 5. Practice creative procrastination. Make time for getting big tasks done every day. Plan your daily workload in advance. Single out the relatively few small jobs that absolutely must be done immediately in the morning. Then go directly to the big task and pursue them to completion. Bert- Bertrand reports. Creative procrastination is one of the most effective of all personal performance techniques. It can it can change your life. The fact is that you can't do everything that you have to do. You have to procrastinate on something. Therefore, procrastinate on small tasks. Put off eating smaller or less ugly frogs. Eat the biggest and ugliest frogs before anything else. And to the worst first. Everyone procrastinates. The difference between high performers and low performers is largely determined by what they chose to procrastinate on. Since you must procrastinate anyway, decide today to procrastinate on low value activities. Decide to procrastinate and outsource, delegate, and eliminate those activities that don't make much of a contribution to your life in any case. Get rid of the tadpoles and focus on the frogs. Priorities versus posteriorities. Here is a key point: to set proper priorities, you must set posteriorities as well. A priority is something that you do more of and sooner, while a posteriority is something that you less of and later, if at all. Rule: you can't only get your time and your life under control to the degree to which you discontinue lower value activities. One of the most powerful of all words in time management is the word no. Say it politely and courteously. Say it clearly so that there are no misunderstandings. Say it regularly as a normal part of your time management vocabulary. Say no to anything that is not a high value use of your time and your life. Say no graciously but firmly to avoid agreeing to something against your will. Say it early and say it often. Remember that you have no spare time. As we say, your thanks card is full. For you to for for you to do something new, you must complete or stop doing something old. Getting in requires getting out. Picking up means putting down. Creative procrastination is the act of thoughtfully and deliberately deciding upon the exact things you are not going to do right now, if ever. Procrastinate on purpose. Most people engage in unconscious procrastination. They procrastinate without thinking about it. As a result, they procrastinate on the big, valuable, important task that can have significant long-term consequences to their lives and careers. You must avoid this common tendency at a cost. Your job is to deliberately procrastinate on those tasks that are of low value so that you have more time for those tasks that can make a big difference in your life and work. Continually review your duties, responsibilities to identify those uh, time consuming tasks and activities that you can abandon with no real loss. This is an ongoing responsibility for you that never ends. For example, a friend of mine when he was single, was a bit golfer. He liked to golf 4 times a week, 3 to 4 hours each time. Over a period of years, he started a business, got married, and had 2 children, but still played golf 3 to 5 times a week until he finally realized that his time on the golf course was causing him enormous stress at home and at the office. It was only by abandoning most of his golf gains that he could get his life back under control. Set priorities on time consuming activities. Continually review your life and work to find those time consuming tasks and activities that you can abandon with no real loss. Cut down on television watching and spend the time saved with your family or reading or exercising or doing something that enhances the quality of your life. Look at your work activities and identify the tasks that you could delegate or eliminate to free up more time for the work that really counts. Begin today to practice creative procrastination to set priorities wherever and whenever you can. This decision alone can enable to get your time and your life under control. Eat a frog. 1. Practice zero-based thinking on every part of your life. Ask yourself continually, if I was not doing this already, knowing what I know, uh, no, what I now know, would I start it up or get into it again today? If it is something you would not start up again today, knowing what you know, what you now know, it is a prime candidate for abandoning or creative procrastination. To examine each of your personal and work activities and evaluate it based on your current situation. Select at least one activity to abandon immediately or at least deliberately put off until your more important goals have been achieved. Chapter 6. You use the ABCDE method continually. The first law of success is concentration. To channel the energies to one point and to go directly to that point, looking neither to the right or the left. William Matthews. The more thought you invest in planning and setting priorities before you begging, the more important things you will do, and the faster you will get them done once you get started. The more important and valuable the task is to you, the more likely you will be motivated to overcome procrastination and launch yourself into the job. The ABC method is a powerful priority setting technique that you can use every single day. This technique is so simple and effective that it can all be itself make you one of the most efficient and effective people in your field. Think of paper. The power of the technique lies it is simplicity. Here's how it works. You start with a list of everything you have to do for the coming day. Think of on paper. You then place an A, B, C, D, or E before each item on your before you begin the first task. And an item is defined as something that is very important. This is the something that you must do. This is a task for which there can be serious consequences if you do it or fail to do it, like visiting a key customer or finishing a report your boss that she needs for a reading. These are the frogs of your life. If you have more than one a task, you prioritize this task by reading A1, A2, A3, and so on in front of each item. Your A1 task is your biggest, ugliest frog of all. Should versus must. B item is defined as a task that you should do, but it only has mild consequences. These are the tadpoles of your work life. This means that someone may be unhappy or inconveniences if you don't do it, but it is nowhere as important as an A task. Returning an important telephone message of reviewing your email will be a B task. The rule is that you should never do a B task when there is an A task left undone. You should never be distracted by the tadpole when there is a big frog sitting and waiting to be eaten. A C task is defined as something that would be nice to do but for which there are no consequences at all whether you do it or not. C tasks include postponing